Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much as always for joining. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to be finishing up some of the signs readings for the month of June 2024. So this is going to be a bit more of a deep dive. It's going to cover a lot of the topics surrounding what's going to take place in June. And hopefully we can do this at a soul level. We're going to look more into the tarot. We've switched things up a little bit for this part of the reading. I've got actually the Moonology deck right here, and we're going to be using that for the oracle readings. And then we'll also dive into the tarot with the Wild Unknown, which has some very fantastic artwork that helps to kind of look into two aspects, both from the how would you say it, like the spirit animal totems, and then also, looking into the unconscious. So that said, if you like what you see here on this channel, please be sure to give a like, share, and subscribe. Also, feel free to ding that notification bell so that you can keep up to date with all the latest postings. And additionally, if you would like a personal reading with me, feel free to reach out at the information provided in the description box below. And I'll be sure to give you a reading that attunes more to your specific energies. And that said, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into everything and go from there. So let's get you 3 cards coming from this deck, Moonology deck, which are going to give you an overview of the energies to expect. And then after that, we'll go directly into your tarot reading. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What have we got for the month of June? Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What have we got for the month of June? Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What have we got for the month of June? Two more. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for the month of June 2024. Cut. All right. First card. Meditate and contemplate has come out 3 times already throughout the sign readings. So luck is on your side has also come out multiple times. Jesus, I can't shuffle this deck enough. Okay. We got a new romantic cycle begins. It's new moon in Libra. So all 3 cards, and I believe in every single reading that I've done for the month of June, we have new moon energy. I've got new moon in Pisces, new moon in Sagittarius, and new moon in Libra. This deck has about like 78 to 80 cards, and I cannot get away from the new moon energy. That just goes to say a lot. There is a lot of synchronicity in these cards. And one of the things that I find is that no matter how much you want to shuffle them, no matter how well you think you've shuffled them, they're still going to say exactly what they want to say. So first of all, we have meditate and contemplate. This is new moon in Pisces. This is the beginning of energies that relate to your ability to manifest the dream that you have always wanted to, bring into fruition. So when you meditate and contemplate, what this does is this helps you to align your energies to the vision that you hold for your ideal life. Neptune and Pisces in general, they deal with the ideal. They deal with what could be and what is to come. And this is also the 12th house in which you actually contemplate and meditate on the things that you've done in your previous life before you re-enter into your new incarnation in the sign of Aries, or the 1st house. So that said, that's what you'll be doing in June. You'll actually be bringing those energies, those things that you want, and the things that you want to manifest and materialize by meditating and contemplating on those things to give you better clarity of vision. And I think this will be instrumental in helping you to set the right target, which, speaking of targets, we have luck is on your side. You have new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the centaur, the archer. And what the archer does is it sets a target and it shoots and aims, hits that mark, and it travels to it. So although, people will say Sagittarians love to travel, they love to move, they have a lot of energy and stuff, Sagittarius is more about setting course after the tower moment of Scorpio. Scorpio is about purging the old and making way for the new. Scorpio is also about, giving yourself, the opportunity to experience a crisis period in your life. That way you can reevaluate everything that you have done up to that date to see if your foundations are firm. And then Sagittarius comes after that, which is the hopeful period after experiencing that tower moment, evidenced by the Temperance, which is about getting back on getting back on track after being knocked off kilter a little bit. And so Sagittarius is actually quite a healing card because it is, evidenced by the Temperance. Finally, we have a new romantic cycle begins. And of course, for this simply means that, you have a new romantic cycle that could be coming into fruition. And this allows you to, explore that side of yourself, that love aspect of yourself that maybe has been gone for quite a bit of time. Maybe you have not been in any kind of dating scene, or you have refused to date because you want to focus on yourself. And so for you, I think that is very important. Me being a Virgo moon, I understand this because sometimes I just don't feel like doing anything else and just staying to myself. That way, I don't really have to worry about the responsibility of taking care of someone else when they have to take care of themselves. I find that personally, this is just me, it's important to kind of be the love and be the change that you want to see. So that way you're not constantly taking on other people and looking for that validation externally, leading you to take on baggage from other people and other people with a lot of baggage as well. So that said, we're going to put these cards to the side. We'll reference them as we continue the reading, and we'll go from there. So here's the tarot for the rest of June 2024. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2024. Virgo, general reading, Sun, Moon, and Rising, June 2024. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2024. What have we got in store, Divine One? Yeah. That one's come out. I'm going to put that there. Sometimes the jumpers are a little impatient. They say, no, I want to come out right now. Don't ignore me. Two more. Right. All right, we're good. Cool, so we already had our first jumper, which is the Ace of Wands. So that is kind of like that new start that you want. We're going to see what the challenge is to this new start. Okay, Strength reversed. What happened in the recent past? I cannot stop pulling the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Always in the reverse. It's so strange. Near future. High Priestess. We'll find out why. Was that the court? Okay, King of Cups reversed. Was that the crown? It's known. Right. What's the outcome? Okay. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Nine of Pentacles. No. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the advice. All right, so bottom of the deck we have the Star. This is about being hopeful about the future. This is also healing energy that's going to help put you right back on the right path. And then additionally, it's about guidance towards the right path. So the Star has multiple functions, which many of them are to help a person recover after the Tower. And so maybe you have received a Tower period in your life where you have felt that everything around you has come crashing down. Whether that was the loss of a job, the loss of an important relationship, the death of someone that you cared about, being ostracized from a group of people, whatnot. The Tower normally comes down because you have created a shaky foundation which has been tested, and whatever has, been destroyed by this spiritual earthquake literally is, falls to the wayside, and you are forced to rebuild the Tower on a better, more resilient foundation. And so for you, maybe this is what you've had to deal with, and you are coming out of that period and moving into the Star, which is going to allow you to recover from that. So if you are financially, romantically, or energetically shaken by the events taking place in your life, the Star is going to help put you right back on the right path. And that usually is a very positive energy, especially when it's in the upright. In the reverse normally indicates a lack of guidance, or those periods like when you're riding, you're using GPS and then the GPS freezes and you're just like, oh no, where am I supposed to go now? That's kind of what I look at as the Star reverse. It's like when you have that stuttering where the guidance isn't going as expected, or it leads you down the wrong path, or you feel hopeless because you feel aimless in some ways as well. So looking at this, we have the Ace of Wands as your main card. I love the fieriness in this. So we have the Ace of Wands, which is the new start, the new beginning, the new passion that you have for something. But the challenge for this is the Strength reversed, which means that despite you getting ready to prepare for this new beginning, you're feeling so exhausted, or maybe you're lacking the strength to continue moving forward. So after this Tower period that you experienced in the previous months, maybe that was from March to now, you experienced a massive energy drain. And it may have seemed like you had been fighting to get something that you really wanted. And every single time it was a rejection, every single time it was, a failure, something of that nature, to the point where you feel emotionally exhausted by the entire process. And for you, I think it's important that you had to take maybe a period of recuperation in order to overcome this, or maybe it's asking you or guiding you to do so. As the Star card is the card of healing, it's important for you to also take a step back, contemplate what you're doing right now, to meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Pisces is also a healing card as well, because it's the point in which we regenerate ourselves right before moving back into our next incarnation. It's important for us to take those times to meditate and contemplate so that we can regather our strength and move forward with renewed vigor. And that's what it's telling you at this specific moment in time. So we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse in the past, which is going to be clarified by Temperance. So when you went through this tarot moment, when you went through this tarot period, over the last few months, you had this Seven of Cups reverse. Maybe you felt disillusioned by something that took place. So like if you were with a relationship, you thought it was going to be the right one for you, and then you realize over time that it was not so. You realized you were able to see through the gaslighting, clearing the fog of what that person was doing to you, and then you were able to step away from it. The same goes with the job. Maybe you thought this was the ideal job for you, you'd stay in it for a long time, and then all of a sudden, when you realized that was not the case, then you had to pull away from it, or you were let go of. And now you're healing. In the past, you were healing from that point because you have temperance. We just spoke about that, especially as it relates to, the new moon in Sagittarius. So with temperance, again, that is coming after that tower moment. And that's what I was feeling in the card readings. And then now that the temperance card has come out, it's verifying that. You were in the past going through a period of intense healing, trying to experiment with what's going to take place next, and getting rid of kind of like this, miasma that had been, placed upon you in the pursuit of your passion in the past. Now, amongst this new start, what we have here, we have two cards here. We have the High Priestess in the reverse and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So what this is doing, this is warning you about making decisions that are against your best judgment. Sometimes when we come out of these tower moments, we go through periods of crises. This can be like a midlife crisis, or this can be a crisis of faith. This can be also a crisis of, trust in romance in general. Typically, if a person has gone through a breakup, what do? They decide to get absolutely smashed by whatever, group of people they can find. And, they just run through bodies like a mortuary. It's insane. And, or people, they'll become very cynical and they won't reach out to anyone at all. This is warning you against doing that kind of behavior where you resort to extremes of behavior in order to fill the void or to deal with the pain from the past. Although you have been healing in the past, the High Priestess in the reverse can mean one of two things. It can mean that you are revealing something is coming to light, because the High Priestess normally keeps secrets. Or it can mean that you are having trouble listening to your high judgment. So that, coupled with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, that typically refers to a person who is a bit impulsive, a bit brash, a bit irrational. They tend to do things that they end up regretting later. So that's why I would kind of equate this a bit more with someone who is failing to see what it is that they genuinely need to do, using that higher guidance. So you're being cautioned to do that. What does this pertain to? What kind of actions are they taking? So we have we have the Sun and the Daughter of Wands. So this, you just can't get any more clear. You're being advised against acting in a brash or irrational way or manner, or dealing with people who are like this. Let me pull another card. Jeez. Okay, there we go. We have the Six of Cups. So, Virgo, it could be that someone from the past is coming back and they are carrying this energy. I don't think this is you being a Virgo. Virgos typically are very logical and very prudent when it comes to the way they present themselves to other people. So with this Six of Cups, I see this as someone coming back into your life. Normally it comes at a point where you were reflecting on the past, normally in a good light. But I think the person that is coming through with these three energies, because these are these are two court cards, and this is a major arcana, all three in the reverse. This indicates to me this is an external person, not necessarily your energies. Because with this Wands energy, This indicates that this is a person with fire in their chart and also with Cancer or Pisces in their chart. And so this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio card is also verifying that with the Six of Cups. And it's important now for you to kind of see if this is a person coming back into your life that maybe caused a lot of these issues. It's important that you avoid them. I would say, like, what should Virgo do with this person? How should they approach them? So the Mother of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. It's not saying necessarily that you should actually... I'm not getting an energy where you should nurture them or be good to them or be kind to them. You can be kind to a person, but you don't have to be a doormat to someone. And as you can see here, this Queen of Pentacles is represented by the deer, and it's nurturing this baby doe right here. And what this indicates to me is that even though you can set clear boundaries with people, you can do it in a way that's both respectful and conducive to your own development. You don't have to be like, you get the fuck out of here and blah 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 blah. You're never getting any of this again. You don't want to get into that mode of thinking. You want to be a bit more grounded, rational, reasonable. And since this is your card, the Mother of Pentacles, indicating Virgo, I would say that treat this person with kindness, but refuse anything that they're trying to do to break through and violate your boundaries. So it's important that you do that. Otherwise, this is, it'd be for now, like, you don't want to compromise your own integrity to please other people. And Virgos can sometimes be pleasing or, self-effacing when it comes to the way they deal with others. Be mindful of that. So in the core, the reason why all of this is happening is in the core of yourself, you have the Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Father of Cups in the reverse. I'm going to pull another card just to kind of clarify that. Yeah, Death. Okay, there we go. So what I get from here is that you're learning how to build yourself back up again after that difficult Tower moment. Because you have the Daughter of Pentacles, that's about learning something practical. You have the card of Death, which in this is quite insanely drawn. It's like, you have basically, like, it looks to me like the phoenix rising from the ashes, but this card is just bleak. It's absolutely bleak. And, normally the Death is about, rising from the ashes of the past. This, to me, when you went through this painful ending, you had to learn what it was like to recover and recuperate your sense of self again. I mean, I don't think that this was a very easy transition for you to make. And, the death can mean transitions and transformations. Whoever this person was in your life, they triggered some deep shadow work within you. And I think that it was important for you to realize how to get through that. I mean, this may have seemed like getting through this difficult transition may have felt like it was endless. If it was a job, it's like you were applying every day. You were putting yourself out there. It took months, possibly even a year, for you to get through this whole death spiral. If it was a person, it took you months to get over that heartbreak. And, you had to do some serious soul work in order for this to happen. And so you did learn things about yourself that were conducive to your spiritual development, which I think, even though you may have felt emotionally drained by this, it did have a profound effect on you. I mean, you may have cried yourself to sleep until there were no more tears or until you forgot how to feel sad. You just started to feel numb. That's kind of what the King of Cups is like. Normally, the King of Cups holds, good control over their emotions. But in this, I see like it's a person who is just emotionally numb. You're just tired. You're just drained. You don't feel like dealing with anything else. It's like you have basically poured everything out of your own cup with your own tears, with your own expectations, your hopes, your anger, sadness, all of that. It was just bled dry. But in the process of that, you did transform yourself because you realized just how deep your emotions actually run when it comes to the way you deal with people. In what's known already, well, we have this card again too. We have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords reversed. You have been through a massive battle with the external world. Your internal universe has been shaken to its foundation, to its very core, by the trials that you've had to face dealing with people who are combative, nasty, potentially, hateful in some ways, to the point where you have now finally made it through the most difficult dark night of the soul. And since we were talking about that tower moment, yet again we have another card, the Ten of Swords in the reverse. That indicates you were coming out in a period of healing. And this, to me, is very synchronous with the rest of the reading. So it shows me that despite the hardships that you have faced, you have found a way, and you have managed to find a way to come out of that on top and to deal with this in a manner which helps you to overcome the betrayals that you've faced in the past, and also to deal with life as it comes. It may have, like I've said, it may have been a slow, painful transition with this death card at the very core of your foundation. But externally, you're finally getting over it. And if it is related to romance, because we did say a new romantic cycle begins, what you have found is that your heart, no matter how many swords go through it, I'm keep getting like this image of the T-1000 from the movie Terminator 2. No matter how many times you shoot at it, you keep running at your target. You keep going towards your goal. I've always admired the T-1000. He was brutal. He was absolutely brutal. But I mean, what better weapon could you have than to be nearly invincible from everything that life throws at you? You just keep healing yourself, regenerating yourself. And I think the T-1000 was kind of like a Virgoian character as well. He was just created to do his job, to overcome anything that was thrown at it, to fight, to go after John Connor and Sarah Connor, all that. But we're not going to get too much into the movie stuff. But anyways, I just keep getting that image of him running at the T-100 and John Connor, despite being shot down, beaten down, hit with poles and things like that. He just kept healing and kept fighting. I don't know. Comment if you like the movie Terminator 2. I thought it was one of my favorite movies, all-time history. So we go to the last part, which is your outcome. For your outcome, you have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse and the Fool reversed. This is a person who's clearly not wanting to commit to anything and clearly making sure that they're more cautious than they have been in the past. In the month of June, what I see you doing is kind of going solo dolo or doing your own thing, because you're realizing that perhaps the level of commitment that you've offered to people in the past was taken for granted by foolish people. I'm not getting that you're going to be so cautious that you just say, I don't want to date, or everyone's evil, everyone's bad. Don't be like one of those TikTok, people who go online and they moan and they bitch about their problems and stuff, and they say, oh, woe is me, why are men like this, or why are women like this? It's like, if you took care of yourself and you realized how important it was for you to nurture and love yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about people from outside of you to give you the feeling of love and admiration and respect that you need. You would have that within. It's like, don't give your commitment to fools. I think that's what's going to happen in June. I think you're going to see that your commitment, maybe if you gave it to a job, or maybe if you gave it to a person, and you wanted to commit to that person knowing that they didn't deserve it, maybe this is time for you to see that, don't be the fool, and don't give to fools. Give to yourself again. I stress that constantly in my readings, and this is one reason why I don't like it when people just read about love, is because oftentimes when we're looking for, when people want to find out about love relationships, they haven't done the work within. And I can look through comments that people have left on other tarot readers, and they will always say, oh, well, that person ghosted me, they left me, and then they did this, and I'm better than this. And it's like you're still codependent. And that's why you keep attracting codependent people who do these things to you. Or you haven't healed from it, and therefore you're going to attract damaged people. And I know that because I used to be one of those people. I used to leave the comments online as well and saying, oh, well, I dealt with a narcissistic blah, blah, blah. But, over time you realize that maybe the job or the woman or the man or the whatever that you allowed into your life was, successfully caused the chaos they did because you allowed it. And so it only teaches you about yourself, the kinds of boundaries and the limitations that you're willing to put up. And one thing that I'll tell you about the Virgo is that the Virgo is the way it is. It is the virgin. Not because it's prude or pristine or has this air of austerity to it, but it's because no one can fuck with the Virgo. The Virgo is a defense and military mechanism. It is one of those things that is related to immunity, health, and wellness. It is also related to the military in the sense that it is about defending yourself against things that would come in and try to disrupt you. That's why the Virgo has to worry about discernment. The Virgo cannot be touched because the Virgo does not allow its boundaries to be crossed, unlike the Pisces, which has porous boundaries. That's why they're opposite signs. Now, in the negative, the Virgo does allow people to walk on it, treat it like a doormat, and things of that nature. But in this case, it's important for you to channel the Virgo vibes, because remember, the Virgo also rules digestion. It is about breaking things down, taking what matters and leaving what doesn't. And you know what happens when you leave what doesn't. You just get rid of the shit, literally. Get rid of the shit. So that's something to think about. Now, your advice. You have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Come out of your head. This is something that Virgos are famously and notoriously known for doing, which is being in that Eight of Swords energy, overanalyzing things, overthinking things. And then the number two is to drop what doesn't serve you. Number two, Two of Pentacles. So doing those two things, remember, you don't have to bear any crosses when it comes to your love or your work life. And the people who are willing to overstep their boundaries on you and to treat you in a manner that does not show you that you have put your worth out there and that was taken advantage of, you don't have to, in any way, shape, or form, tolerate or accept what people do to you. And I'm getting a download. Give me a minute. When you are dealing with people outside of you, people underestimate the Virgo's ability to say, fuck off, and to go into hermit mode. The Virgo is most at home when it is by itself and able to contemplate and to be alone. People underestimate this. You are the living embodiment of what it means to be happy on your own. And there is nothing that can replace that. Virgos can enjoy spending time with people. Let's go hang out, let's do this. But to be honest, I know several Virgos, and they can be completely content playing video games by themselves, exploring territories. For me, for example, I love to just travel, ride my motorbike, and just go to places where no one can bother me for a bit. I can say hello to them, I can have a quick conversation, but after that, leave me alone and let me go do my own thing. That is your greatest strength. And if that means, for example, you were to start your own business and you were to do this completely on your own, so be it. If you don't need to worry about a relationship, so be it. The person that you let into your life next will have been properly vetted. And if you don't let anyone into your life, then no worries. I think for you in the month of June, you will be realizing that if someone does come back into your life, or if you do have a resurrection of something from your past, it's going to be important for you to give yourself the chance to say, you've passed the test, or no, you have failed the test and you're no longer a part of my life. I think that's what this is referring to. And so that's pretty much where I'll leave it at now. But best of luck to you, and I hope that June is a very prosperous month for you. This has once again been Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining today. If you like what you see here in this reading, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe. Also ding that notification bell to keep up to date with all the future postings on the channel. And also, if you would like a personal reading, feel free to reach out to me in the information provided in the description box below. That's it for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for your time and attention. And until then, love and light. Take care.